conducive to playing festivals. I know a friend of mine is a music editor up at the Daily Newspaper in Roanoke, Virginia, and he said, I think a couple years ago, was it, you guys were playing Floyd Fest, maybe the Garden Stage and the Power, they lost power.
Yeah,
they did
famous.
last year as well. Yeah, obviously, because he got on Facebook and was going all off about that. But you're a band that can make that happen, can't you? I mean, obviously, you're playing in the studio here, too.
That year at Floyd Fest, that's a really big festival, 80, 90 bands.
Yeah.
And the power went out, and the only two bands that played through the power outage was us and Two Bob Crew.
Oh, wow.
So it's an entire festival full of people, and also our set happened to be in the beer garden.
Oh, yeah.
So it went from a 100-person crowd to 300 or 400 or 500 really quick.
Right.
And people got out torches and flashlights, and we sat there and we played an hour almost acoustic until the lights came on.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then
we hit the last note. This isn't I couldn't make this up. We actually hit the last note of our set right when the lights came back on.
Bam.
And the next band was ready. It was great.
What a great festival Floyd Fest is. Isn't it? Beautiful setting, I mean, you're literally on top of the mountain.
Yeah.
There's not a bad band on the lineup. There's not a bad stage. And myself, I kind of was partial to that beer garden stage.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it was. Must have been the music, but, But, yeah, that's a great place. And you guys are a perfect band for something like that. You enjoy, obviously, almost a listening room type situation tonight, which is a great place for Relics Variety Theater. But you guys got to enjoy the festivals, especially being from Colorado, I would think.
Absolutely. I think, festivals are like, they're our favorites in one aspect, because like we love playing just with people dancing and talking and having a great time. I feel like we can really relate with kind of everybody out in the audience. But honestly, it's pretty great to come to a stage where everybody's really paying attention and really listening to.
Sure.
Because we don't have to necessarily work so hard to try to really connect with everybody. It feels like we can walk in and immediately we all kind of get along. It's like we're all friends.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I can see you, the way you guys play and what you do and the vibe you bring, could see it working great both ways, And again, in a 10 by 10 room inside a radio station as well. Tell us a little bit about it. And this was a funny quote again. And again, I believe this one was from the Boulder Weekly article that was written about it. Let's see. Who was it last week? Said you were driving down the road and you put on one of those top 40 stations. 95.7 The Party, I think that's what it was. Ended up listening to it for 2 hours. A lot of people think the musicians who aren't making super mainstream music can't appreciate that type of music. But I realize as I get older that a hit's a hit and you can really learn anything from that. Who was that? You? Who's that? Yeah. I mean, there's a lot. You're saying that's the truth, isn't it? I mean, basically what I read from that, if it's a good song, it's a good song and it's going to be a hit no matter who sings it and how it, well, pretty much. And, no matter what format radio it's played on. And it all goes back to, like you said, a lot about this EP, Champion of Disaster, and your guys and what you were thinking and feeling is, it's all about the songs, isn't it? It all falls back on how strong the songs are, no matter the genre, no matter the radio station, the album it's on. You guys are seeming to be almost a mantra by which you perform and live now, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And it's like you can go back and try to write out the rules of how to write a good song, but if you look at the best ones, they're always rule breakers.
Yeah.
So in a way, you have to know what the right way to do it is, but you have to just trust that if something's good, it's going to be good. Doesn't matter if you start with the chorus or end with the bridge or whatever. Like, some of the best hits are like a string of 3 different choruses in a row.
Yeah.
Like, every part of it's so catchy that it's just chorus, chorus, chorus the whole time.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, like We Will Rock You. And it doesn't matter, like you said, if it's on 95.7 The Party or if it's on some cool non-commercial station like WDVX here in town, who we love, and being a non-commercial radio partner as well. And you guys, by the way, are going to be at the Blue Plate there tomorrow and at Knox IV at 11 o'clock. So you got 2 gigs in the same block tomorrow. Basically, just walk right over and do Blue Plate too. It really doesn't matter. It's all about the song, and it seems like you guys are really, really emphasizing that, and like I said, living, writing, performing like that.
Yeah.
So,
well, we definitely get our Chris Brown and Little Weezy and Katy Perry fix tour.
When you're on the road, you don't have much of a chance to. I mean, much of an option
Pandora
rather.
Top 40 just to make sure that we're on spot.
When Boulder Acoustic Society writes, do you guys do it individually and then bring it in, or how does that whole process? Just song by song? How's that go?
Well, Champion of Disaster was all McCormick compositions.
Yep.
Unfortunately, there are two band members with the last name of McCormick.
Yeah, which McCormick?
So myself and Scott McCormick, the accordion player, we wrote those, and it's definitely the song. The kernel of the song is always an individual idea.
Right.
We don't really jam until we get an idea. We definitely write lyrics and tunes by ourselves. But then the cool thing about the band of Boulder Acoustic Society is like that collaborative process that takes the kernel and creates, especially like my two compositions on Champion Disaster, which are just epically different.
Yeah, yeah.
From the original.
But that, yeah, when you finally got it recorded, you're saying basically, right? It's just how it came out. Another cool thing I think about it, and you guys are in that genre, and I think this falls inside that whole indie folk thing, is you've got this emergence and this huge following for like the Avett Brothers or Mumford and Sons, and it seems like you guys, I mean, that's kind of right inside, what you guys, not purposely, not like we got to sound like them, but it just seems like that as that genre or as fans come to that fold, there are more bands you're going to hear and see in that fold. You guys feel like that's kind of where you're starting to...
When you see guys as talented and awesome as Mumford and Sons and Avett Brothers, like incredible songwriters, it's easy to turn a little green. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, like they're
as
killer
they
players.
turn everything into green.
Yeah, and like we do definitely a similar genre to those acts, but I mean, what Aaron has always said is that anybody playing a banjo on Leno is good for us.
Yeah,
I mean, that's never gonna hurt us to have for people to see a banjo on Leno.
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially young people.
Banjo players worldwide now saying yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. We've got Boulder Acoustic Society live in studio right now and on UTTV, The Rock Unplugged. They will be again at Relics Variety Theater this evening. 8 o'clock is when it's going to crank up down in Happy Holler. Wonderful room for a venue, or a great venue for a band like this. Again, a little more stripped down is what you're hearing, so they'll be a little more plugged in tonight. Again, Burton Knight, Clint Farley, Will Sharp are going to open with kind of a songwriters in the round thing. Guys, one more before we get you out of here, and Dolly has to play next door, so we got to get you out of here, I guess, before Dolly does her sound check next door. But you got one more for us before we get out of here?
Yeah, so this is another new one. This one's going under Dear Child, I think is what we're